Would you spend millions on a pet? Well, some people actually do. In today's video, we're counting down the most expensive pets in the world, and number one will leave you speechless. We're talking rare animals, exotic companions, and even millionaire mascots. Hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss a single one of these golden animal curiosities. Come along and get ready to be amazed. 10th. White tiger. Wild beauty with a collector's price tag. Can you imagine having a white tiger as a pet? Some people are willing to pay up to $2 million for one. This natural rarity is more than just visually stunning. It's also one of the world's most expensive and controversial pets. With its snowy white fur and black or gray stripes, it looks like something out of a fantasy tale. But here's something interesting. The white tiger isn't a separate species. It's actually a genetic variation of the Bengal tiger, created through selective breeding. These majestic cats can grow over 10 feet long and weigh more than 400 pounds. So yeah, not exactly a pet you can keep in a studio apartment. Bred in captivity and incredibly rare, their value skyrockets depending on how pure their coat pattern is. The more perfect the coloration, the higher the price. A living jewel, indeed. But be aware. Many experts warn about the health risks caused by inbreeding, which is often done to preserve the white coat. This can lead to serious genetic problems and physical impairments. Still, white tigers have become symbols of wealth and power among collectors and exotic pet enthusiasts. In some countries, they can be purchased with special licenses and a very fat bank account. As for food, a full-grown white tiger eats up to 13 pounds of meat per day. Add in maintenance costs, and owning one becomes a luxury few can afford. And no matter how domesticated, it's still a wild animal. Strong, unpredictable, and instinct-driven, it demands both caution and respect. Owning a white tiger isn't just expensive, it's an enormous responsibility. So tell me, would you have the courage and cash to care for a feline of this size? Drop a comment. I want to hear your take. 9th. Albino ball python. A silent slither worth up to $40,000. Paying a fortune for a snake might sound unreal, but the albino ball python proves that even reptiles can be part of the Millionaire Pet Club. This rare variation of Python regius, called ball python because of its habit of curling into a ball when threatened, stands out for its unique coloring, white with soft yellow or golden tones. It's a true work of genetic art. Reaching up to 5 feet in length, it's considered medium-sized. And despite the exotic look, it's one of the calmest and most docile snakes to keep at home. Did you know it's almost completely harmless to humans? Unlike other snakes with fierce reputations, the albino ball python is shy and prefers hiding to striking. That's why it's so popular among reptile collectors. Its price can reach $40,000 depending on the clarity of the pattern, color intensity, and genetic lineage. The cleaner and rarer the look, the higher the value. It lives in climate-controlled terrariums with carefully managed temperature and humidity. And feeding. Super simple. Usually one small rodent per week. But the real expense is setting up the right habitat. Bonus fact. This snake can live up to 30 years in captivity. So if you adopt one, it's a long-term commitment. Definitely not a casual pet. Owning a snake like this takes knowledge, patience, and respect. It's not your average pet. But for reptile lovers, it's like having a living diamond at home. So, would you feel comfortable sharing your space with such a rare, slithery companion? Drop a comment and let me know if this exotic pet would make it onto your dream list. 8th. Albino giant African snail. A slow mover, with a Formula 1 price tag. Imagine spending up to $25,000 on a snail. That's right. The albino giant African snail is far from your average garden critter. It's rare, exotic, and incredibly expensive. Growing up to 8 inches long, this mollusk fits in your palm but still manages to impress with its size. Its white body and pale shell give it a unique appearance, like a living sculpture. Did you know it's a rare genetic variation of the common African land snail? The albino color comes from a mutation that affects both the body and the shell, making it highly desirable among collectors and specialty breeders. Despite its exotic look, it's a peaceful, low-maintenance creature. It enjoys humid environments, low light, and moderate temperatures, perfect for well-kept terrariums with organic soil and fresh leaves to burrow under. And what does it eat? Fruits, veggies, and even dried leaves. It's a slow but steady eater, and if cared for properly, it can live up to 10 years. So what makes it so special? Besides its rare beauty, the albino snail offers a totally different kind of pet experience. It doesn't bark, meow, or run around the house. It's the kind of animal that invites calm and observation. You guessed it, it's also completely silent. Of course, it's a snail, but that makes it the perfect Zen pet for those who prefer peace and low stimulation. Important note: in many countries, the common African snail is considered an invasive species. But albino versions bred in captivity and sold legally must follow strict care and ownership regulations. Surprisingly, this slow and quiet creature has become a status symbol among some collectors. A true luxury for those with patience and a taste for the unusual. So what do you think? Would you bring one of these exotic snails into your home? Or do you still prefer your pets a little faster? Drop a comment and tell me how far your animal curiosity goes. 7th, Palm Cockatu. A classy bird with a collector's price tag. Have you ever seen a bird that looks like it's wearing a tuxedo and costs more than a brand new car? Meet the Palm Cockatu, rare, mysterious, and worth up to $5,000. With its jet black feathers and massive crest, it looks like it's ready for a red carpet event in the wild. And it's not just about looks. This cockatoo is also one of the smartest among exotic birds. It measures about 24 inches in length, with wide wings and a powerful curved beak strong enough to crack open tough nuts. But its most striking feature? Those bright red cheeks that change color based on mood. Yes, its face actually shows if it's calm, excited, or annoyed. Native to New Guinea and northern Australia, the palm cockatoo lives in dense tropical forests. In captivity, though, it needs a lot of space, stimulation, and daily interaction. Did you know it can live up to 90 years? That's right, owning a palm cockatoo is a lifetime commitment. Maybe even a generational one. This bird is highly social and can mimic sounds, words, and even custom whistles. But it's also sensitive, and stressful environments or lack of stimulation can make it anxious. It needs routine, attention, and lots of enrichment. Here's another fun fact. Because it's hard to breed in captivity and requires special permits, its price stays high. Only a few breeders are authorized to sell it legally, which drives up its rarity and cost. Despite its elegant vibe, it also has a playful side. It loves toys, music, and even eavesdropping on conversations. With that intelligent look like it totally gets what you're saying. 6th, Hyasin Macau. A breathtaking blue with a sky-high price. Can you imagine a blue parrot that costs more than a luxury car? That's the Hyasin Macau, the largest macaw in the world and also one of the most valuable. With a price tag that can reach $40,000, it's a true flying treasure. Its plumage is a deep, vibrant blue, so intense it looks hand-painted. Expressive eyes are surrounded by bright yellow rings, which highlight its face and mesmerize anyone lucky enough to see it up close. This colorful giant can grow up to 3.3 feet long, including its long, silky tail that flows like a ribbon in the wind. And its beak. Strong and curved, it easily cracks the toughest nuts. Native to Brazil, Bolivia, and Paraguay, the Hyasin Macau lives in savannas and tropical forests. In the wild, it's becoming increasingly rare. In captivity, it has become a symbol of exclusivity. Did you know it can live up to 50 years? Some even go beyond that with proper care, forming deep bonds with their owners, like lifelong friends. Despite its size, it's gentle, playful, and loves to talk. It mimics sounds, words, even laughter, and does it all with a powerful voice that carries across the room. But don't be fooled. It needs a lot of attention. When left alone too long, it gets bored, and bored parrots get creative and destructive. Its high price comes from its rarity and difficulty to breed. It takes years of patience and expert care to raise even one chick. That's why each one is, quite literally, a living gem. And here's the twist. For all its glamour, it's also loving, loyal, and affectionate. A true feathered friend who amazes and charms in equal measure. Now tell me, would you make room in your home and your heart for a royal blue parrot? Drop a comment. I want to know if this winged wonder would land a spot on your dream pet list. 5th. Platinum Arowana. An aquarium fish with a masterpiece price. Would you pay up to $1 million for a fish? The Platinum Arowana has actually been sold for that jaw-dropping price. Sound crazy? Wait until you meet this aquatic rarity. It's not huge, about 12 to 16 inches long, but its beauty is what stuns. Its platinum-colored body, with shimmering pearlescent reflections, looks like it's made of liquid silver. This fish belongs to the Arowana family, a group of Asian fish considered sacred in some cultures. They're believed to bring luck, protection, and prosperity, which only boosts their value in high-end aquariums. So what makes the Platinum Arowana so special? Rarity. The platinum coloring results from extremely rare mutations, occurring in fewer than 1 in a million births. Each one is unique, and for collectors, that's priceless. It's a calm fish, but highly territorial. It prefers to swim solo in large, well-lit tanks and needs crystal-clear water, controlled temperature, and a high-protein diet. Did you know it can live up to 20 years? That's right. This is a long-term investment. And of course, it demands constant care. After all, a fish worth more than a house deserves a spa-level environment. Another fun fact: in countries like China and Indonesia, the Arowana is considered spiritual. Many millionaires insist on owning one as a status symbol, and to ward off negative energy. To them, it's like having a living sculpture of fortune. Even if you'd never dream of spending that much on a fish, you can't deny the beauty and mystique of this aquatic masterpiece. So tell me, would you shell out that kind of cash for a living jewel? Let me know in the comments how far your animal curiosity would go. 4th. Ashera cat. A luxury feline with a wild soul. Ever imagined owning a cat that looks like a cross between a leopard and a runway model? Meet the Ashera, one of the most expensive and controversial cat breeds in the world, with some being sold for up to $500,000. Large and graceful, it can weigh over 30 pounds and stretch more than 3 feet from nose to tail. Its long, muscular body and exotic spotted coat make it look more like a wild predator than a house cat. Here's the twist: the Ashera is a lab-created hybrid, bred from a domestic cat, an Asian leopard cat, and an African serval. The result: a cat with the looks of a jungle hunter, and the temperament, mostly, of a couch kitty. With surprises, of course. Though affectionate with its owners, the Ashera needs space, constant interaction, and serious stimulation. It's intelligent, curious, and very active. Forget basic toys. It prefers puzzles, climbing challenges, and opening doors on its own. Don't be fooled. It can be sweet, but it's got a strong personality. It likes routine, chooses its favorite humans, and may not be thrilled with guests. Feeding is also on another level. It requires a high-protein, balanced diet to support its wild-like physique and athletic energy. And yes, all of that comes with a hefty price tag. Did you know there's a lot of debate around this breed? Some question its genetic background and raise ethical concerns. Others view it as a scientific marvel and a bold step in designer pets. With a price of up to $500,000, the Ashera is the ultimate symbol of exclusivity. It's like having a living work of art roaming your house, and sometimes leaping onto the kitchen cabinet unannounced. So tell me, would you welcome this elegant wildcat into your living room? Comment below. I want to know if you'd fall for this feline with flair. 3rd. Tibetan Mastiff. A giant dog with the soul of a sacred guardian. Would you pay $2 million for a dog? Well, that's exactly what some millionaires have paid for a Tibetan Mastiff, one of the most majestic and mysterious breeds in the canine world. This massive dog can weigh up to 200 pounds and stand over 28 inches tall. But the real wow factor is its thick mane-like coat, especially around the neck, giving it a lion-like appearance. Native to the Himalayas, this gentle giant was originally used to guard Buddhist monasteries and mountain villages from predators, including leopards and wolves. Over time, it became a legendary protector and a symbol of strength and nobility. Did you know it's considered one of the oldest dog breeds in the world? There are records of its existence going back over 2,000 years, and it still inspires awe today. Despite its intimidating size, the Tibetan Mastiff is calm, loyal, and very reserved. It forms deep bonds with its family but isn't exactly friendly with strangers. It may seem aloof, but it's always alert and ready to act if something seems off. This blend of power and loyalty made it a status symbol in China and other parts of Asia. And because it's so hard to breed and raise properly, prices rise fast. Some puppies have been sold for over $2 million. But caring for one isn't easy. It needs space, cooler climates, and a consistent routine. And grooming. Let's just say all that fur doesn't manage itself. Feeding costs are also high. This dog eats a lot. But owners say it's worth every cent. So tell me, would you welcome a dog that guards your home like a Tibetan king? Drop a comment. I want to know if this royal fluffball has won your heart. Second, Thoroughbred Horse. $1 million speed on 4 legs. Did you know someone once paid over $100 million for a single horse? It sounds unbelievable, but that's how much a thoroughbred can be worth when it combines beauty, lineage, and champion-level speed. This noble breed is considered the most prestigious in the world of horse racing. Originally developed in England in the 17th century, the thoroughbred is the result of crossing Arabian horses with local breeds to create the perfect athlete. And the result is stunning. A sleek, muscular body, long legs, and a proud, arched neck. When it gallops, it seems to float. Seeing one in motion is truly goosebump-worthy. Did you know it can reach speeds over 37 miles per hour? It's like having a sports car, with heart and personality. No wonder millionaires, and even royalty, compete to own rare examples of this breed. But what really drives prices over $100 million is bloodline. Offspring of undefeated champions, with flawless race records and perfect conformation, are considered living treasures. And their offspring? Multi-million-dollar investments. And the cost doesn't stop at purchase. Maintaining a thoroughbred is expensive. It requires specialized nutrition, constant veterinary care, daily training, and top-tier stables. It's literally a royal lifestyle. Despite its fierce reputation on the track, the thoroughbred is also sensitive and affectionate with those it trusts. It's intelligent, quick to learn, and forms strong bonds with its handler. Even off the racetrack, it's admired for its elegance and presence. Many compare it to a living sculpture, only with soul and an untamed spirit. So tell me, if money were no object, would you want one of these champions galloping across your pasture? Drop a comment. I want to know if this fast, noble beauty made it onto your list of favorite animal curiosities. First, Hercules Beetle. Superhero strength in a tiny, priceless body. Think it's impossible for a beetle to be worth $50,000? Think again. The Hercules Beetle just might surprise you more than any other creature on this list. Native to the tropical rainforests of Central and South America, this insect is famous for its insane strength. It can carry up to 800 times its own body weight, the human equivalent of lifting 4 trucks at once. It can grow up to 7 inches long, making it one of the largest beetles on Earth. Males are known for their massive horn, which they use in intense territorial battles and mating competitions. These fights can last for hours. Imagine a miniature sumo match in your terrarium. So why would anyone pay that much for a bug? The answer: rarity and controlled breeding. The Hercules beetle is hard to find in the wild, lives for a short time, and breeding it in captivity requires very specific conditions: temperature, humidity, and care that's more orchid garden than insect tank. What's more, some individuals have rare color variations, like golden reflections or metallic hues, which make them even more desirable. For exotic insect collectors, owning a Hercules is like having a black diamond with legs. Did you know that in Japan and other parts of Asia, beetles like this are highly admired? They're auctioned off, featured in competitions, and even kept as symbols of honor and resilience. Though small, the Hercules beetle needs a special terrarium, fresh fruit for food, and consistent humidity. And yes, with a $50,000 price tag, losing a wing is an expensive accident. Ending our list with a beetle might seem odd, but the Hercules proves that in the world of animal curiosities, size and species don't define value. What matters is rarity, fascination, and the unique connection they inspire. So now it's your turn. Would you dare invest that much in a beetle? Or does this one land on the list of cool, but not for me? Comment below. I want to hear your take. So, which of these millionaire pets surprised you the most? Hard to imagine that nature could come in such expensive shapes, right? If you're into tiny but equally amazing animals, don't miss our previous video on the world's smallest dog breeds. Some are small enough to fit in your palm, and big enough to steal your heart. Click the video on screen and keep diving into the wild world of animal curiosities. See you there!